Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching Totally Tropical Transport Fever 2, where today we're going to take a quick tour of the map in its, well, let's say semi-completed state. We've reached the end of this first series and as such it's as complete as it's going to be for the time being. Likelihood is that we'll revisit it later on and do a little bit more poking about and all of that kind of business. But for today, no, we're just going to tour the joint and see what kind of thing has emerged over the course of this series. And once in a while, you'll see it flick back to the original state like it's doing now. Oh, ooh, ooh, ah, yes, exactly. Ah, ooh, ooh, ah, indeed. So that you can see how it was before I took a bulldozer to everything and made a bit of a mess. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a smidge of some tracks and beats for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back and we'll take a tour. Although, if you notice in the bottom of the screen now, that's the latest train that we've built. It's a train called the Mr. Bacon. Not entirely sure why it's called Mr. Bacon, but it is. So there you go. Right, enjoy this. Okay, we're going to start this journey of varying proportions and odyssey to Ambridge, aboard the tram that is spanning this frankly enormous road bridge that I didn't build. There's a VW Beetle behind us, which is lovely. And I tell you what, though, whether I built it or not, this is a hell of a view. I mean, look at this. We've got some kind of aerial formation going on over there. That'll be some bunch of goons queuing to get into an airport because none of the airports are big enough. But as you come into Ambridge, you see, well, I mean, it's flipping spectacular. I mean, the choice of sticking houses on the cliffside there, it's not my doing. No, if it was, it'd be a bit more organised. And down the lump, and on we go. So we'll ride this as far as the first stop, and then we'll jump off and do some train action. Now, I know that there is a ton of you who want to ride on the gigantic tunnel that goes underneath the ocean. We'll do it, but I'm pretty certain it's not going to be exciting. I've not tested it for myself, so I've no way of knowing for sure. I'm just pretty certain that exciting is what it's not going to be. Okay, you've got a nice angle on the tram here. Obviously, everything's rusty because I don't replace vehicles unless I absolutely have to. Are we not stopping there? Feels like... Oh, I see, we are stopping there, but we're doing it in a really mangled turnaround kind of a... You shouldn't be doing that, though. Shouldn't you just be carrying on the other way? Are we going to do another turnaround here? Is this route all wonky? Because it probably... Yeah. What the heck's going... We've got 2 bus stops. What's your problem? Alright, I'm not entirely sure I understand what the issue is there, but there is one, and it is an issue. Anyway, we leave this tram now as we pass this beautiful coved area with a bit of tide lapping there at the rocks, and there's a car. Good, right, let's jump off that. Okay, bit wonky on that old route, but we'll go somewhere else. Sunnydale has really sprouted since we put in that first connection. And that's pretty dramatic. What I'd quite like to do now is ride Ship 19 into Gotham. So we'll hit the turbo boosters, which, as you can see, is having a massive effect. The game is, let's say, if you're zoomed out, it does have a little bit of a, you're asking me to do quite a lot there, young man. I'm not sure I can keep pace with it. And you kind of go like, I'm sure you'll be fine. Stop your griping. But if you zoom in, it's a lot more stable. Anyway, here's some motion sickness for you. Let's see if we can't get a view on the ship. Can I get a view on the ship, please? There we go. And as you can see, it's held together largely through rust and goodwill at the present time. Lots of people, we provide them with deck chairs and whatnot, so the passengers should be relatively happy. We're rocking at moderate speed here. We haven't slowed right the way down. We're doing moderate speed, because otherwise we'll ride on this boat for a bit and that'll be all you get. No, that's just it. Basically, the plan here is to take a tourette of the map, not all of it, and we'll get off at each stop and jump on something else. So my hope is we get off the boat at Gotham. And then we'll jump on a train that heads out to the airport and grab a plane if we can find one that's due to take off at any point ever. I mean, look at this lot. It's it's joyous to behold, but frankly, once you get more than 1 or 2 routes going into the same airport, Skipper, we're likely to run aground here. I see he's taking evasive at the last minute, although the draft of this ship... It's probably still a bit severe for the sandbank there, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I'm sure he does. I'm virtually certain that he's got some kind of a clue as to what he's actually up to. Anyway, we've got 84 passengers on board here. That's nice, and that should deliver us a healthy amount of money. Look at the size of Gotham these days. Towns really do. I had some close formation flying going on up there. Look at those 3 in close proximity. Yes, towns, good. Right, pick up the thread. Towns really do move, flipping heck. They grow really quickly as soon as you fulfill even the slightest of their demands. This is almost too good not to go and jump on one of those. I'm going to try and find... Oh, no. Look, just quick. Just before it fixes itself and we miss out on it. Right, we'll get on number 3. There you go. And camera. Yes. All right. Well, apparently we're headed for Arkham. Well, a chance would be a fight. Oh, this is madness. This is just complete insanity. Oh, we're going in. We're giving it a go, are we? Okay, if you say so. But yeah, I mean, this is an aerial invasion. There's no two ways about it. What's happening here is I think I found my thumbnail. Yeah, there's an aerial invasion taking place of C-49s, and we're going to try and get in here. Yeah, it's not that I'm trying to deploy too many aircraft into too small a space. No, not even slightly. We're rocking and rolling around here a little bit. I don't know how long we're going to be in a holding pattern. There you go, someone else waving off. Now it looks like there might only be... I apologise for the seasickness being induced currently. There might only be one plane that people are waiting for. Oh, maybe 2. I can see another one taxiing at the moment. Once we get in a little closer, we'll see what's what. Are we having a go, or are we're doing another lap? All right. Well, it seems like quite a lot of people are doing laps, but that's okay. All right. No, we're just going to have to jump off. Because that's not gonna work for us. Anyway, back to Gotham. Go and jump on the train. As delightful as that was, that's not what we're about. Right, I need a train that goes to Gotham Airport, like this one. Right, this is losing, a lot of money. But that's okay. As we come through where are we here? This isn't Gotham, is it? Yeah, it is Gotham. This is the Gotham main station. In fact, we're rolling at high speed. I don't want to roll at high speed. I want to roll at normal speed, please. Tab used to adjust the speed while you were riding on board. Evidently not so much these days. And yeah, okay, it's all overgrown, but that's the jungle for you. It's just invading everything. We should get to fly, I say fly, we should get to drive underneath a few aircraft pulling various tricks and stunts to try and get themselves a landing spot. But there's one doing something there. That's super. Anyway, here we are at the Arkham Airport, which is magnificent. It is. Yeah, actually, I like the looks of it. It's all a bit ramshackle, a bit overgrown. Now that's not a bad thing per se, but I think it means that there is some room for additional polish. Right, where are you heading to after you've done your drop off? This is the Spine Oil route. There you go. Even after having queued for what I imagine was a significant amount of time, it still ended up in the black, well, blue as it turns out, for profitability. Right. We're going to get on board this one, and we'll ride it to wherever it goes. We're going to New York South, which is right at the top end of the map. Okay, so how are you going to get onto the mainland? There's on the mainland, you fool. Oh, okay, right. Well, once we get off at the mainland, then we'll drive down the big main line. That'll be exciting. Yeah, if we ever get there, hopefully we'll get a bit of a view along the way. Because that would be nice. I mean, it would make this this tourist trap of an episode actually worthwhile. I see he's waving off again. Oh, almost lost it, but didn't. Starting to maneuver. No, he's just driving sideways. He's going, "Whey, check me out of my rudder." And you kind of go, "Yes, you are jolly clever. Well done. Good rudder action there." Right, we're up. We're off. I have no idea how long this chap had to queue, but I am assuming it was a while. Right, hopefully, when we get up the other end, they'll let us land at New York South quickly. Or if not quickly, then certainly within a reasonable space of time. In fact, we might not ride this all the way there, because it is a flipping long way. And if you wanted to do some kind of intercontinental long-distance flight, then you can do that on your own time. I don't think that's really going to offer too much for us, but we'll certainly stick on board long enough to see what's what. over the other side of this this little stretch of water we've got coming up here. Well, we've got, I mean, just look at the number of clowns that are doing circuits here. Now, I don't know if the Arkham Airport is better or worse in terms of traffic hell than New Vegas. I don't know. I think they're both probably equally awful for getting planes into land, and that's an interesting problem, because it's a new one for your Transport Fever 2 that wasn't present in the original game. In the original game, if you had more than 2 planes in total, it was like, whoa, steady on there, big spender. Don't get carried away now, will you? But in this one, you can whack in 10 planes and just kind of go, I'd put another 10 in, given the choice. Right, we're still climbing because we're only doing 99 kilometers an hour at the moment, which does seem a little slow for a plane. And obviously, while climbing, you're going to be going slower. But well, what would that be in knots? I mean, what, about 60 knots, something like that? Does not feel fast enough. Right, okay, picking up speed now because we've finished climbing. And we go over the southern umbrella as we do so. Now then, how good's your knowledge? I think, I can't point at it. All right, look in the centre of the screen. I think that is Rapture. Yes. Which would make this one El Dorado. Yeah. And then that one is... the other one. Yeah. You can't remember, can you? I genuinely can't remember. And then that one over there is... I'm going to say Iron Forge, but I'm not convinced. Which means that that one is the Citadel. Yes. All right, this is actually more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's the Citadel. And then over the other side of this kind of Twin Peaked area here is going to be the capital city. Yes. That one over there is... Go on. It's, oh, what's it called? Zion. That's Zion. Yeah, that's the freight port effort. Which means that down that line, over there, in the very far distance, shrouded in mist and so forth, that's going to be the Caprica and Ankh-Morpork double bill going on there. That one in the middle, that's going to be City 17. All right, okay, yeah, you're doing okay. There's Dark City. There's Vegas. Surprising lack of aircraft waiting to get into Vegas, but so be it. Now that one down, that one. Oh crikey, we went there once. Yeah, that's a town. It goes out to Britannia though, which is the other side of that ridge on the coast. Then you've got Beauclair as the other big mainline town there. Obviously, look, underneath us is the Dark City Road that connects up to Beauclair, which helps Dark City grow a little bit. Right, then, after that, you've got, that one is Neo Tokyo, which someone pointed out has yet to be connected to passengers. Has got freight, though, that counts. Yeah, it does. My game, my rules. And then over there, that over there is... That's not New York. No, that's the other one. That's Minas Tirith. Is it? Is Minas Tirith even on this map? Pretty sure it is, because that's New York there. Is it? Probably. That one up there is Miranda. Yeah. I'm not convinced you know what you're doing, or talking about, or any of it. Oh, is this our airport? I imagine it probably is. Oh, jolly good. Okay, fine. Yeah, well, it's more of an airstrip, isn't it? Because this is just an oil plane, which is a really weird thing to be dealing with, but it is. It is a plane of oil, made of. There's Captain Short and his co-pilot diminutive. They're sitting there barely able to see over the windshield. I've switched location now. That's no good. It's only bringing freight in one direction. So it's no wonder these things don't make any money. This is a really terribly organised line. Don't wave off. Don't wave off. Don't wave off. Go on. 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 Get in there. Nice job. Okay. Good. We'll just wait for this to land. Good. Get off the plane. Right. So Yeah, that was Miranda. That was New York. Yeah, and that was Minas Tirith. I'm so good. Right, now, I'm tempted, because we're going to assume that we strolled out of New York and gone over here to Minas Tirith, because this is the, it's the terminating point of the line. Right, who have we got coming in here? We've got the Arctic Traveller, which does the north. We've got the Northwest Coastal, presumably, which is probably the one we'll take. Actually, what are you on? What are you? You're the Pax Tenuous counter. Fine, you'll do. All right, here we go. Pax Tenuous. Let's get her out over here and sit inside something mysterious. Right, go down a bit, down a bit, down a bit, down a bit. Right, we'll get the driver's eye view. If the driver had it. Again, can't really see where he's going. He needs to ratchet his seat up a couple of notches. But there we go. We've got the cab view, which is dramatically underwhelming. It's certainly nice to have it in the game, but you don't want to do it more than once or twice. Something along these lines. Riding in the weeds is where we want to go. Right, so we're on the Pax Tenuous. We're heading for New York now. There's a bit of leftover catenary there. And there it is. Yeah. And then we do get quite a nice bridge. All right, let's go and sit up front and be a hood ornament again. There. Nope. Line up with the track. That'll do. Okay, right. So we head over this pretty ugly kind of iron bridge kind of business. And it's all just so tropical and marvellous. I love it because it's tropical and marvellous, and because, who doesn't love it because it's tropical and marvellous? No, there's a good thing. Right, over there, that town there is growing quite nicely. Good. This one is New York. We knew that because we're going there, and we flew over it, and I double-checked. So that one there is growing quite nicely. This one over there that you may be able to make out, that one as well is growing quite nicely. No, I don't know what they're called. All right, level crossing. Even though there was a lump in it, it's still better than in the previous game. They've fixed one of my major bugbears. Right, into New York, where there are, the entire population of the town is waiting to leave. I'm just saying that without no further comment required. But yeah. Did I turn my head away from that steam train as we were coming in? I think I probably didn't I? All right, we'll look at the next one. It's going to be a total rust bucket because I haven't replaced any of these in ages. Oh, cheeky. Okay, well, another Zephyr has just cut it up, which is which is charming. I would imagine you're not waiting for me. No, you can't be waiting for me. You're going in the other side. So, maybe you are waiting for me a little bit. There you go, let's sit that there. So that's a Flying Scotsman, which is an A3, A2, A train. Yeah, good. Right, now, where are we going next? We're going for the Sprawl is our next stop. Now, remember, these trains are supposed to be able to do 100 kilometres an hour plus. And they're a multi-unit train, which means they are configured in such a way to be able to hit their kind of optimum speed relatively quickly, or at all. This one, however, not so much. Gigantic disappointment is what it is. Yeah, I know we're doing 80 now, and that's fine and fair enough and so forth, but we are going downhill. There's a Hiawatha, which is another waste of money. Now, obviously, it's a waste of money if you're trying to get it to do anything of a... so what's the phraseology I'm after here? I've got absolutely no idea. If you were to do it on a long distance, relatively high profit route, you'd probably do fine. But anything with multiple stops in there, it accelerates so slowly that you're just not going to make much cash out of it. So I'd advise against that course of action personally. There's an aeroplane. I know we've seen a few. I haven't got a lot of aeroplane variety going on here, and there's a bit of a docks going on there. I know where we are. We're just outside the Sprawl. This is the big, multifaceted freight and airline junction depot business. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what product it does. That was like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I've got no chance of remembering what that was about. I'm sure it was flipping riveting, though. if any of you have calmed down from it since then, I'd be amazed. Right, okay, we're gonna stay on this line until the next kind of junction point, so we can jump onto something else. Now, I'm trying to think where the best place to do that. It might be Wakanda. Do we go through Wakanda on this route? I'm pretty sure we do. It might be the next stop. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the next stop, but I might be wrong. I'm going to go with 87% certainty that Wakanda is the next stop. It's not, it's Ulthar. Well, so much for your 87% then. No, don't be giving anybody any tips on a sure thing at the races. No, you don't know what you're talking about. All right, Ulthar, next stop. Going to Ulthar. No, I'm not going to do passenger announcements. They're reserved for other titles involving trains and whatnot. This one, we're just going to ride up. What's going on with this bridge? Well, it looks good. Okay, well, it almost fits together perfectly, but ultimately doesn't. Now, that side of the track, if you were to go that way, that leads to Wakanda. Whatever it's called, that's where it goes. And look at the size of that. That's got some tower blockage going on there, hasn't it? Hasn't that got some tower blockage going on, which is super duper? And we're now moving in parallel with that bridge, which goes somewhere else. No, that's the freight bridge. Yeah, it looks like they haven't got a huge amount of freight going on there. Well, what's all that stuff on the back? I'm pretty sure they're wagons of a hopper type. Oh no, I saw some stone. In which case, that's doing stone. Yeah, see? It's got nothing to do with my memory, obviously. What are all those pokey things over there? I don't recall having placed pokey things. What are those? They're big chimneys. Oh, and the lollipop on the top was smoke. Yes. Right you are. Okay, good. It's nice to not be taken by surprise by this thing that you built. Yeah, where do we go after this? Well, I've got a vague idea of where we go, but I'll be honest with you, it's... I don't know. I thought you said you had a vague idea. I did, but don't. So there's that. Now, this is a loop, isn't it? So maybe it does a looping point here at Ulthar, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I can't remember. Come on, let's go. Just start. We're going to the Wakanda, look. Right, good. Well, that's where we're getting off. We're going to get off at Wakanda, and then we're going to drive one thing down the main line. Then we're going to do the big flip-in tunnel, and then I'll knock it on the head, I reckon. All right, okay. You're saving the big tunnel as the highlight at the end. It's not a highlight. It's going to be boring. It's going to be very, very dull. But the people have demanded it, and therefore, I live to serve, and so forth. Do you? Allegedly. All right, I'm at the mercy of my audience. Now that's a different kettle of fish entirely. I know you shouldn't really put fish in a kettle anyway, because Jack Nance will come in and tell you that there was a fish in the percolator. Yeah, there's a reference you get, or don't. Yeah, it helps if you know who Jack Nance is, but it doesn't really matter one way or the other. Good, right, where are we? Wakanda. Oh, we can get off the train. Well, that's a thankful state of affairs. Right, I want to get something that's heading out towards Miranda. Right. Oh, multiple vehicles are in poor condition. Oh, poor vehicles. Look at this lunacy going on. Look, I mean, crikey. Now, I admit that I've not put a massive amount of effort in this episode, in this series, into town layout and so forth, and that's definitely something I'm going to address in the next series. But even then, I mean, that was pretty horrendous. Now I'm jolly fond of this coastline bit of road that the AI's built. You just kind of go, mate, what are you actually thinking? Because you're a long way from the town centre by the time you get over here. People going, oh no, that's the perfect place to live. Especially since I've built all of this lovely road stuff over here right next to the oil refinery. No, not taken. Right, so there's Althar, which we came up through. We're going on Asgard. Yes. Can you get to Miranda from here? Where else do we go? Oh, we're way further north than I thought I was. Okay, so you can go Wakanda, Stepford Hill Valley, Cuesta Verde, Royston, Vasey. Yeah. There's Miranda. And there isn't a junction that goes that way. Oh, bum. How are you going to get there then? Right, well, we could jump on something from Wakanda that heads out that way. I think that might be a private hire vehicle. Oh, no, you've got the cheeky bridge. That's true. Go to Stepford, then Hill Valley, then Cuesta Verde, then Royston, Vasey. Ride under the skeleton into Medan, and then get on a boat to Elmore. Ah. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, we'll do that. Just back to Wakanda. This is going to take ages. Oh, sorry, I'll up the tempo ever so slightly. Yeah, that'll help. That's not going to annoy anyone at all. So we want the Arctic Traveller heading for Stepford. Yeah. All right. How do you know which one that is? That's the... it doesn't... That's not helpful. Well, it's the one that's heading that way. All right, so where's your next Arctic Traveller then? I don't know. You keep shutting services down when they don't make any money. That's a necessity. Right, it's not that. That's a Pax Tenuous. Okay. So you want whatever's coming in on this line. You sure? Not really, but I'm pretty certain that that's the line you're going to want. All right, well, where's the train then? All right, well, look, I'll tell you what. In the spirit of doing all of this in one take, we'll stroll along by the side of the line. So it goes under here. I am actually quite fond of this, that we've got one going under that way and one going over that. And that's quite nice. And someone's built their garden terrace on the top of a tunnel entrance. It's got merit. Right, okay, so we head out over this rail bridge here. I made a lot of fuss about this when I built it because it is brilliant. Because I wanted bridge into tunnel tunnel into bridge into tunnel. Yes. So we built that. Even if I did have to force up the height of this bit of rockiness here in order to turn it into something that I could tunnel through. Look, it's worth it. And yeah, we did it all for style, but basically I play Transport Fever as though it's a theme park simulator. So I'm all decorating when I get a chance. Right, this has come out quite nicely. Stepford. So you'll see that the town has pretty much occupied the whole of the map. There's a little bit more to do. If we were to get some freight in here, it would go a little further. And then out from Stepford, you go around over into Hill Valley, which is okay, a bit plain maybe. Some development of goods would help. And then from Hill Valley, we go through the tunnel, run alongside the highway here. It's not full-on highway. And then you go under Cuesta Verde in order to come out the other side near the airport, which is this is probably the most productive kind of interchange that I've got on the map. Not in the sense of the most stuff is run through it, just in the sense of it runs quite efficiently. Although it does look like, I've got far too many people waiting to go to Hill Valley at the moment. They've heard Marty's back in town and he's brought some delights from the future. Right, and then we head down the map here. I definitely want to ride underneath the skeleton. And as you can see, the town has actually started developing here. So there's a Hiawatha coming out of there. And it's nice. It's come out all right. I think the smarter way to do it, actually, would be to flip it around. So fill it in where we've currently got gaps and then leave open segments in between those gaps. I think that'd be quite good. All right, I'll tell you what, as a make-up for not riding on the skeleton, we've done it before, it's not actually that great a view. We'll do a bit of tram action instead after we're cut up by this individual in their bug. I don't think it even is a bug. No, it's a car. Oh. Right, there we go. Now, frankly, if you've driven around one town in a tram, you've driven around them all. Certainly in this game, you kind of go like, yeah, there's some buildings. You're going to go, yep. In the middle distance, though, you do get the dramatic stuff. Well, as dramatic as it gets. Right, I'll give you another 20 seconds of this, and then we'll go find ourselves something to ride on. This is the Northern Line, incidentally. So this, historically, hooked up all of the northern towns. Well, the northeastern towns. It's pretty effective. Traffic lights. Are we ignoring them, or are we... yeah, we're just leaving them. That's good. Yeah, no, we're not in America. You can't turn right on a red signal. Flipping out, they changed in a hurry. So did they. You have got the game sped up a little bit. Yeah, but not that much. Crumbs. Right, okay, there you go. Let's see what's around the corner. Ooh, ain't it dramatic? And out we pop. I see the one thing that has not turned up on this playthrough is any kind of traffic problems. I mean, look, barely anyone. It's because my public transport's so good. Yeah, I know. I connect everything to everything, and therefore nobody's that fussed about taking their own private motor vehicles to go and do a thing somewhere else. Right, so we are now heading into Elmore. Now, we want something that's going this way, down towards Beauclair. You're going the wrong way. So this is the North Mainland Line. Good. Now, I think the North Mainland Line terminates at Beauclair, so I'd need to jump off and get a connecting service. And obviously, our timing is against us today because there's no train flipping in the station at the moment. Where are you going? You're the Northern Umbrella. No, you're the wrong service. Have we got another one behind you? Did I see another one behind you? Oh, there's one. What are you? I'm the North Mainland Line. That's what I'm looking for. All right, we'll jump on with that. Now, I will pick up the action in a moment. But for now, enjoy some more beats. Lovely, and now we're approaching Beauclair, which is going to be equally tasteful, I'm sure. So Beauclair is kind of the top end of the original main line for passengers that we set up. Now, the aspiration here was always to run a stack load of freight down here as well, but that never really came off, largely due to the limitations that I was unaware of in terms of the amount of factory production that you could score. Yeah, that's no good that was, basically. I mean, ultimately it's been quite profitable for passengers, but the use of freight has actually been quite limited. But this is probably the first time that I've put any effort into trying to run a few different services into individual stations. We turned around, didn't we? Yeah, that's no good to me. Right, okay, we'll hop on board that one that just came in. Right, where are you headed? You're the capital city mainline. You're a flipping sight for sore eyes. Turn it about, off we trot. Okay, so heading out of here, we're going down to City 17, which is I don't know, is it the most developed of the three? Because you've got the three biggies are Beauclair, City 17 and the Citadel. And I think City 17 is the biggest of those three. I'm also fairly certain that all three of them started out at the same size. Now, if you're not aware of it already, the size that a city grows to is pretty much dictated by whatever size it starts out at. Because however well you do in terms of delivering stuff and keeping emissions down and fulfilling desires and all of that kind of business is a multiplier on the original city size. So if your original city size is small, well, the multiplier is still going to have an effect, but it's only a finite effect. So yeah, so if you start out with a town that is huge, it will get hugerer. You start out with one tiny, it will get larger, but not huge. Now then, where are we stopping here? There's someone queuing ahead of us, but they're flipping miles away. I'm tempted to jump off and you know, find out what's going on. I'm going to jump off and find out what's going on. Right, jump onto, what are you? You're on the Beauclair Ironforge Zephyr. Okay, you're also heading for City 17. You're also paused in a moment. Is this going to be one of those areas where I said, yeah, I need some more flipping points, I'll get to it in the future? Because the future's here now, and I haven't got to it. Oh, crikey. You're waiting for this thing to leave the station. Well, all right, I know I'm not supposed to build anything in this episode, but I can't let that go. Show me what we've got going on here. Yeah, okay. Right, so if I sling a couple of signals on this route here that has got double action traffic going on, that should help move things through a little bit. It should do. Right, that's not going to block anything. And then we'll put another one back here for queuing, because the whole point of these big stations, with their excitable multi-track approach, is that I can run up an absolute stack of trains down them. But that's no good if they're queuing all the way out to flipping Beauclair in order to get in the first place. Did I even put that signal in the right place? No, you didn't. Good. Okay. You put it on the wrong line, you clown. Yeah, you did. Oh, I hope nobody uses that line. I bet they do. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, look, the placement was adequate. So this is more a question of just getting them alongside the right line there. Okay, well, I'll stick another one. Oh, you got the first one right. I don't even know how I got the second one wrong then. All right, well, look, get rid of that. There you go. All right, that's going to be helpful. Right, get on board a train. You'll do. Where are you? Capital City Main Line, Central Line. Or is that different? No, it's not. No, that's the one you were on originally. Okay, so Intercity 17, which is absolutely jam-packed full of people. All of them wanting stuff, and actually, look, we've got a lot of action happening here. I think, given that this is probably the biggest station, if you did want to hang out and do a bit of train spotting, this would be the place to do it. But even then, the amount of movement you get here is not ultimately amazing. It's pretty so-so. Yeah, that's something that I'm hoping to figure out is how to get a little bit more activity going in each one of the stations. Now, ultimately, you're going to be limited by the number of external connections that you get, unless you play with no costs turned on, of course, in which case I could put, 30, 40 trains on an individual line, and providing I had signals enough to ensure that they all had blocks, it would be non-stop. And certainly I've seen a couple of videos from people who make kind of scenic videos of just action, where they have clearly got a shed load of trains on each track, and there is no way they're going to be making any money, but the ultimate effect of having a very busy station or junction is well worth the view anyway. No, it's a philosophical thing, I suppose. And given that I already lose quite a lot of money through cannibalising routes just by having two trains that have the temerity to visit one station and then another one that's on the same path, well, what are you going to do? Right, we're going to arrive in Megacity 1 in a moment, and that's where we shall jump off and get onto the service that goes underneath the water. Now, I hadn't actually planned this. This is a happy coincidence, but there it is. And here we go. And we jump into here. Is this the shared platform? Hold on, that looks like an alcove. Yeah, I reckon that goes the right way. Okay, so if we jump off here. Yep, thank you. Right, now, where are you heading? Waterdeep Central. Yeah, you're going the right way. On we go. Oh, we're drag racing another alcove, but this one's a freight one. Yeah, there he goes. I'll flick him the V's as we go past. And because we like that. It's the friendly banter between drivers that really make life worth living. So we're going now through the tunnel to... where does this go? This goes to the Citadel, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. So I'm pretty sure this heads to the Citadel. Apparently I'm heading for Sherma, which is flipping miles away. All right, okay. Well, flipping miles away is what the people wanted. Yeah, most of it's going to look like this. Yeah, it is. They think it's going to look like something else. Because when we were building it, it looked like there was a hole in the tunnel through which water would fall. But I'm prepared to wager quite strongly that is not the case. Right, we're coming off here. Bad junction. Oh, dear. I mean, we managed to go through it relatively smoothly, but that was a bad junction. The city over there, which I think is Zion, maybe? Or is Zion over that way? No, I don't know. All right, well, you probably should know. You built the thing. Anyway, there's the Citadel. It's glorious, obviously. And there's my partner train. That's it. Good. It's good to see that they're as big a rust bucket as we are. But then we did buy them both at the same time. And now we start the downward spiral with Trent Reznor into the undersea big tunnel. I think. Right, now, this train is capable of 188 kilometres per hour. I know, that's good. Okay, we've reached our cruising depth, although it seems to be going down a little bit more. Okay, all right, there was a hole in the tunnel there. Oh, here's another one. Don't know. I don't know. It could be anything. We might not even be under the water yet. What's occurring? What's this? You've got a junction in the tunnel. Oh, you shouldn't. I mean, as much as that was quite a clean junction, you shouldn't put junctions in your tunnel. I'm not certain this is the right train, you know. You sure? No, I'm pretty sure it's the right train. I can't think where else it would be. And Sherma's definitely on another island. Right, we're out. Okay, well, maybe if you zoom out a little bit, you'll get a feel for it. Oh, hold on then. There you go. Let's elevate ourselves. Yeah, there we go. We've just come out from under the ocean. We're now waiting for a red arrow to get out of the flipping way. But here we are, over on the island that we put together recently. There's another plane either landing or waiting to land. Waiting to land is what they spend most of the time doing. And then we're going to crack on. Anyway, there you go. That's it. No, that's a quick tour of the map. If I can figure out how to do it, which it shouldn't be too difficult, I will upload the save game so that you can poke around with it. And obviously, you know, do it better. But we'll revisit this at some point in the future, where we shall take it to task and I shall apply all new tricks to it in order to make it a delight. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Stick around, because there's going to be another series along immediately behind this one. And I've got a scheme, I've got a notion, it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're invited to join in for that. So subscribe to make sure you can join in for that without having to... I don't know, overly exert yourself in trying to remember what that channel was with that guy who does that stuff. And I'll be back soon with another one. Thanks for watching. Cheerio. Right, there you go. That's the end of the line right there. I mean, there's loads more to see on this map. I built actually quite a lot looking back at it now. But there's still a heck of a lot to do. And so I'm quite looking forward to the point at which I've maybe learned a few new tricks and maybe tried out a few more things, and then I'd revisit this one to pull it all together again. It'll occur maybe a year from now, but it will occur, I'm sure of it. Anyway, there'll be another series along pretty much immediate. Well, pretty much immediately, a couple of days, most. And that's going to have a grand scheme at its core. So make sure you tune in for that. And if you like what we do here, by which I mean, you know, I make the thing, you chat about it, I join in with the chat, it's all jolly good fun. If you'd like to do more of that kind of thing, why not join Bad Company? Why not? I can give you a couple of reasons why not. Firstly, you don't want to. That's a pretty good reason. Secondly, you'd rather spend a couple of bucks a month on another overpriced coffee from Starbucks or some such. So you don't want to do that. No, it helps out significantly, and you can join by visiting either patreon.com/kernelfailure or by hitting the join button here on YouTube. For just a couple of quid a month, you can support the channel and help drive it further forwards. And you can also get a whole bunch more free videos. Well, I say free, you'll be paying for them. A whole bunch more videos that you'd have paid for each month. That includes me rambling on quite dramatically. Right there, yeah, there you go. That's my pitch. It doesn't get much better than that. But you want me to do more of this kind of stuff? Well, I'm going to need to go full time. So I can't go full time until I can replace the salary that I make doing work. Yeah. Good. Right. This is what happens. See, look. What happens is you play your gig, right, and the owner gives you enough to cover the basics, and then you take your hat off and you proffer it around and just kind of go, come on in, come on. You enjoyed the music. Now chucks a tenner. It doesn't always work, but there you are. God, doing this kind of thing makes me deeply uncomfortable. Right, I'm leaving. Yeah, I'll catch you up with the next episode, and see you later. Cheerio. That's the thing that I do, but I usually do it at the end of that bit. In this one, I usually finish at the end of a sentence with some kind of scowly face or nodding.